We got Derms here. That's all we need. What's good, everybody? You are now listening to three connoisseurs of internet-based content and opinion givers of trends within the gaming culture. I am J Weeks 23, along with J Ben, Show No Mercy, and we are the content junkies. Gentlemen, what's up with you?
Nothing
Gentlemen,
much.
here. What are we on? Episode 4, right? Episode 4.
Oh shit! I tweeted out episode 3. Oops.
Yeah, right. And I think I speak for everyone here at the old podcast is that we appreciate all 85 views on the YouTube video of the last episode. Um, Mercy, would you say the subscribers we are at there now? 20 something?
Yeah, we were at like 20 something. Derms, is my mic too loud? Yeah, my mic was muted for a second. I don't know why. Mercy low. Interesting. Let's turn that beach up.
Yeah, starting a little rough, a little
God, he's
slow.
way too loud, bro.
Nice.
Mason, what is up, man?
Do I sound better, Derms? Higher if you can? Oh, yeah, I can. No, trust
Oh,
me.
we got
We all know I
Mason
could
in the
get higher.
chat.
Alrighty. I think
All
that's a
right.
bit better.
Alright, I'm messing with your guys' audio on Discord right now.
Actually,
Alright, let's get into it.
let's get into it.
First
Had a
topic.
few items on the docket that we wanted kind of to touch on lightly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. We're going to move on to meatier things. But since it is kind of trending right now and whatnot, the kid, what's his name? Myers. What is it? What's the kid's name? J Ben, the ball player.
Oh, yeah, Myers Leonard.
Myers Leonard. Coming out of his mouth with something unfortunate on his stream, and now things are just kind of falling apart for him. At least in the gaming world. I mean, I know he did get suspended. I think at his full-time job, but I know Mercy had some opinions. I'm gonna let him kind of go off on this, and me and J Ben can jump off on it. So Mercy, please.
Mercy's always got the bold opinion, man.
Please,
Yeah, I mean, and
Mercy, start us off,
you know
man.
what? I do always have my opinion, and I actually like listening to other people's opinion, because I like to learn off other people. But I mean, personally, when I heard this story, I really did feel bad for the guy, because partly like I do agree what he said was completely inappropriate. Definitely should not have been said, at all, and 100% shouldn't have been said while he was live. But like when this story went out, I checked it out on Twitter, and within 1 hour, I'm telling you, like hundreds and probably even thousands of people were making videos, were bashing him. People were saying that he shouldn't be in the NBA, and FaZe came out and said that they're dropping him. He's not affiliated with him, and I mean, like nowadays, like with the whole cancel culture, like that is the way to go. Like he's 100% wrong. Definitely, am not um trying to stand by him at any point, but it's like I don't know. I feel like people are just so like crucified for making mistakes now. Like, and even though that isn't a mistake that really should be made, you really shouldn't even have that word in your vocabulary. But it's like I don't know, like they're really trying to end this man's whole career over one word, and it's actually pretty hypocritical, because 99% of the people that are sitting there accusing and trying to ruin this man's career, I guarantee you their vocabulary is 10 times worse, and what they say off camera is probably fucking appalling. Like it's probably so much worse. So I mean, yeah, should he get in trouble? But I don't think they should end his whole career over it. I mean, like, yeah, give him some hate, like ruin his image for a month or two, and then let it be done, Like, I mean, it was a mistake. I don't think people should be crucified. There's definitely way worse things that people have done and have bounced back tenfold from. So I think people just need to kind of ease up a little bit. It wasn't like he was it wasn't like he was targeting somebody specifically. It wasn't like he went after a actual culture or like a religion of people. It wasn't like it was a hate speech. He literally just like messed up and said a bad word. Like, I mean, like, is it horrible? Yeah, but should he be crucified for it? No, that's just my opinion. So, Jay Weeks, I know that you had yeah, you're already smiling. I know that he had a very different outlook that he's about to say to it, and I'm very interested. He actually didn't even tell me before camera, so I am very
I just
interested to
want
hear
to
what he says.
actually, I want to bring up one thing beforehand, and I just want to add on. This was a tweet that was put out by Jake Lucky. He's like a guy that kind of comments on anything, gaming. I believe he's in, might be in 100 Thieves. I'm not really sure. But he tweeted out in 24 hours, Myers Leonard was cut from FaZe, banned by Twitch, dropped by Scuff and Origin PC, and indefinitely suspended by the Miami Heat, all for a slur during a game of Warzone. Let this be a lesson to young gamers, streamers, and pros as gaming continues to be more mainstream. So just wanted to throw that in there as the tweet that was put out for anybody that didn't know all the information on it. That's everything that he was dropped from.
So I mean, I can't agree with Mercy and his. I don't think you're taking light of this. I just tend to be a little harsher in life when it comes to situations like this. And this is the way I am. It's the way I'm built. That is a grown man. He is responsible for what he says and how he conducts himself. And actually, when you go into the NBA or the NFL or any professional sport, you get what's called media training.
That
Now,
is
media
true.
training, they sit you down, they teach you how to act accordingly. This does not change when you're sitting at the house on a public platform such as Twitch. You are representing the team. And most of all, you're representing a good fucking person. Are we 5 minutes in, J Ben? I don't know. Anyway. So you're representing this being a good individual. I cannot say, oh, he slipped up and he said a bad word, and we should just give him a little slack. I know I cannot do that because I can't help your ignorance has brought you to the situation. Now, if this was like a 12-year-old, 12, 13, we know how gaming lobbies are. A lot of shit gets said in them. But this is a grown man. He knows how to watch what he says. If he says this stuff behind closed doors, then fine. I have nothing to do with that. He knows how to conduct himself. At least he should. If he's lost all these sponsorships, whatnot with FaZe and would you say Scuff and whatnot and this and another, that's on you. I'm not sorry for it. You deserve what you got. It is what it is.
So I have one thing that I just want to ask. Like, I mean, I'm sure that this man hasn't been in the eyes of the media for tens of years. I mean, he's been big in. I'm not huge in the NBA, but I'm sure he's been in the NBA for quite a few years. You know, I see that he's friends with people in FaZe. He's friends with other gamers and stuff like that. But like, what was I gonna say? This is what I was saying. So, you know, people that are in the face of the camera and in the limelight for so long, like, you know, if he makes one mistake, how is that like crucifiable though? Like, you know, if he sits there and does like 1,000 things right and one day wakes up and his brain is foggy and he's pissed off and he just says one wrong word, like how can you really like crucify him like that? Because there's another example that I wanted to bring up. It was about Mark Cuban. You know who Mark Cuban is?
Yep.
He's that huge billionaire. There's actually a clip that came out, and it was about like a week ago, and he was on national television, and in the first 30 seconds, he dropped the F-bomb. And 5 minutes after, one of the people that were hosting whatever type of TV show that he was on told him and said, we just got information that you dropped the F-bomb and they're going to fine you $15,000. And as a joke, he goes, so if I say the F-bomb again, it'll be 30. And they said, yeah. And he goes, fuck it. And so then he had to pay 30,000. So it's like Mark Cuban has literally been on tens of TV shows. He's been all over the internet for years, and he owns the Mavericks. He's like one of the most known people in the world, and even he made a mistake. No, he didn't use a racial slur, but he still said the F bomb on TV. I mean, that is still pretty hefty. I mean, it gave him a $15,000 fine, and he said it twice, so that made it 30. So I
I'm
mean,
fine, but
like, nobody's
I'm
canceling
I'm
him.
gonna okay, but I'm gonna first start off by I agree with pretty much every point that Jay Weeks made in this.
Hmm.
And I get what you're saying. I get that people make mistakes. It happens. But you have to look at the mistake that you're making in this. There is a huge difference between dropping an F bomb and dropping a racial slur
Oh yeah, yeah, I
that
agree.
comes
I
at
agree.
an entire community of people, a religion, a race, whatever you want it to be. Like there's a huge difference between that. If you F bomb on national TV, yeah, you're offending the parents who's are watching that, and their kids that are shouldn't be hearing that word are seeing it. And I guess Jay Weeks might relate to that as a dad, but it's a lot different. Imagine your kid hears the word that was said on stream that the NBA player said. Imagine if your kid goes to school saying that. Like that's a lot, that's a lot different than, kids drop F bombs all the time hearing that, but like it's just it's an entire different thing.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
and we can't sit back and act like this man's life is over because it's not.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
he's lost some sponsorships. Big fucking deal. Okay, he's suspended indefinitely. Okay, fine. He'll play basketball again. No worries. He's just not playing right now. Learn from it. That's what
yeah.
you should do. Learn from it.
So
Don't
And
boo.
Jay
Don't boo
Weeks,
hoo.
what do you think should happen to him then? If you were to decide his fate, what do you think should happen?
What's happened is fine. I'm not saying kick him out the league or kick him off the team or nothing like that. I mean, these companies know they have reputation to uphold, and they can't have someone that's wearing their logo, whatever, on their sleeve, acting like this or saying these things. So that's just business. That's how business works. Okay,
Yeah, I get it.
there's a way
and
things have to be done.
and I just want to comment onto this, like when you are okay, there's a large difference between your regular toxic Call of Duty player that has 10 viewers going onto stream and saying something. Like, should it be said? Absolutely not. But there is a large difference between that and when you actually have a platform. He has a platform not only in the NBA, but this is his side hustle to his main platform in the media of being in the NBA.
Hmm.
So like look at the number of things he has on the line with this. And like Jay Week said, he'll play basketball again. His life is not over. But look at the number of things that he has on the line that he got dropped for doing this. So like yes, it's a slip up, it's a mistake. It should never have been said, but you got to look at it. You don't make a mistake like that. When you have that many eyes on you, mistakes happen, but like that's a big mistake to happen. Like when you are the owner of an organization that is getting or just representing an organization in general that you have all these eyes from the media on you, you can't slip up. That's just, and that comes down again to what Jay Weeks was saying with the media training and everything. Like they, it might not stick in your head, but they teach you that shit. So like,
That's just pretty
I don't know,
crazy
man.
though, because I mean, everybody's expecting everybody to be like golden perfect. Like, I mean, especially for people like this, because it's not like yeah, he is choosing to go live. He does choose to be in the media sometimes, but in reality, like when you're somebody famous, maybe he's not in the eyes of the media 24/7. But let's take somebody that really is like. I mean, I really don't like Kim Kardashian, but let's just use Kim Kardashian as an example because I mean, her entire life is literally recorded. Like how do you expect somebody to just be so golden perfect and never make a mistake? Like even I mean even I mean I
It's
agree
not
that
about being perfect, Mercy. I can sit here and say I've never said a racial slur. It's
you
not about being perfect. It's just about being decent. It's just about being decent and
yeah yeah I guess
like this is going to be something it's more personal to me because my wife and my children are black,
yeah
and so the N word gets thrown around a lot in society, in the gaming community,
hmm
everywhere. It's just about being a decent person. it's not about like making little mistakes. It's about being decent. That's all it's about.
And on top of being decent, like Kim Kardashian you brought up, she knows it. She knows the system. I'm sure that she's not, going around throwing racial slurs or whatever, but like she knows that if she slips up, like she's got all of that media on her, and everybody should know that. On top of that, you should be a decent person from the beginning, and you shouldn't, say stuff like that. You shouldn't use a racial slur by any means. But like on top of that, he's got eyes on him, and that's what you're saying like it's hard to be a perfect person. It's hard to never make a mistake. Yeah, I get that, but like at the same time, you have to know like you're in the position you're in, and you get a lot of benefits from being in that position. He has a lot of money. He has a lot of eyes on him from being in that. But with that comes that you can't fuck up. You cannot like you just can't.
Yeah.
Like you got too much to lose, you got too many eyes on you, and that's what happens. Like that you're seeing it firsthand. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Uh,
See, I kind of
yeah.
like bringing up topics where we have different views to it, because I mean, it enlightens me. It gives me the other side to it, that I don't always think about. So that's why I like talking about things like this.
Uh,
yeah, for sure.
yeah. I actually, if you don't mind, can we just get the streamer ranting about the hot tub thing and try and tackle that some other time? 'Cause, we went longer on that one. I kind of want to grab some of these bigger topics. I'm more excited about those.
Yeah, let's start getting into them.
JB, I think you have it in front of you. You want to go ahead and start, and then we'll just go off you.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the topics that I had on here was, self-image on platforms. When you're growing on platforms in general, if you should start working on your self-image now so that if you ever do make it and you make it big, that you know what to do when you're big. And self-image plays such a huge role in everything. So and that's just a
What do you,
small
what do
touch
you,
on
what do you
that.
mean by that? Like, how do you like?
So, like just in general, like I mean with the previous topic that we were talking about too, like just anybody, and there's a new thing that happens every week. You see it, you may agree with it, you may disagree with it, but it happens. And when you are that big in any circumstance, your self-image has to be preserved more than anything. I mean, it's even
Mm-hmm.
happened with stuff in front before. Like we've had people accuse us of stuff in every circumstance. It's been proven false, but people will come after you even for stuff that you don't do. So you have to be prepared for situations of keeping your self-image preserved as best as possible. If it's something where you make a huge mistake like that, like then directly come out with an apology, do everything you can to preserve your self-image, and don't screw up again. Like be a better person. And if it's something where it's people coming out with false stuff, then disprove it, and it's easy as that. So that's just my touch on that. I'd like to move on to another topic. I literally got onto that one because I just had it written down. But
Yeah.
um so getting into the title of the episode, uh, which platform is right for you? This is actually something I came up with from one of the guys in Team Front, Idril, and he was talking about like how everybody should kind of have a main platform. So like everybody wants to make it, especially in the gaming world, everybody wants to make it big doing their different things. I mean, you even not in gaming, if you're doing IRL content or just all different forms of content, you need to have some kind of main platform. So for the instance with his, uh YouTube is his main platform. That's what he wants to do. That's what he feels his content is best for, and I agree with him because I think he's most suited for that. um if you are the type of person that feels that you're best in front of a camera, you cannot be like awkward in front of a camera, and you're able to kind of put your personality out there in that way, then I think YouTube, is right for you. And then you got to expand off of that and use different platforms to pull people towards your YouTube. So, for instance, if you want YouTube as your main platform, then you go and stream on Twitch as well. And when you're in Twitch, you put a command in there that lets everybody know either your latest YouTube video, the link to your YouTube, whatever. You do everything to promote your main platform on there. Same goes for every other form of social media. So I guess that's kind of what I wanted to get into is choosing the right platform for you, how you kind of go about picking that, and then building off of it with other platforms.
Something that I came across I don't know, maybe a week ago, as someone we all know, Phoenix. If you're in here, Phoenix is watching, lurking. What's up? But Phoenix, he approached content creation in a way I honestly hadn't seen somebody do it before. He's slowly working his way into content creation, right? He has a video or two here. It's really like montage he's hosting, so it's really not him specifically making the content. But I saw him say that he decided he wanted to build his audience on one platform first and then go from there. And so the platform he chose was Twitter, which, technically really you can't make content off of there, but it's an avenue. So what he did, he put all his time into building a community and audience off of just Twitter. Like, that's all he did. And then he's supposedly, I guess I'm assuming, going to branch out from there. So I mean, I think if you're right, if you're good at editing and making long form type of video, then yes, YouTube's your thing. Or Twitch for the live stuff. But yeah, it just made me think of that when you were talking. Like, he decided that, okay, the way I want to do this is build my audience first with zero fucking content, and then blossom out to other stuff and just see how it goes. And I think it's a novel idea. I think I never would have started there because I honestly don't talk on Twitter that much. I just tweeting out constantly is like annoying. I just don't want to have to do it. But,
He's pretty damn successful though, bro. Like, I
and
mean,
the thing is, he is, isn't he?
dude, he is. Like, I'm
He
telling you,
is.
he posted that like setup tour and even like that community montage that he did, and like, so like, I mean, he doesn't have a shit ton of subscribers on his YouTube, but solely just from Twitter, I mean, within 1 hour he had like 200 views on his setup tour. I mean, it's like, that's just pure marketing and being social with everybody, and building up, like, just like what you said, like his own community on Twitter. And he became friends with so many people, and he helps other people out, he supports other people on Twitter. And and obviously it's coming back to him. I mean, he's doing something right. And I was talking to him just yesterday about that community montage, and he has a lot of good plans forward with it. So I'm actually pretty excited to see what he's got coming in the future with that.
Yeah, and I just also want to comment on what you said with Twitter not being a platform. I'm not agreeing necessarily. I'll have more comments on it later, but with Twitter not being a platform for content, I look at it in the same way as like you look at TikTok and YouTube Shorts where people put short videos on there. Twitter can be kind of the same thing. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah,
can get
That's true.
that's 100%.
you can post small clips. You see streamers do it all the time, so it's definitely something you can build off of, especially content wise. We have had with our content creators, one of the specific things that we tell them to do, if they're looking to grow and want to branch out towards their platforms, one of the main things is going to be Twitter and pulling your stream clips, putting them on there, because it's a great way of marketing and getting content out there, even if it's not when people hear content, they usually are thinking, oh, well, he streams on Twitch, he makes videos on YouTube. YouTube content is like the biggest thing that people think of, but there's other avenues of content, and Twitter is one of the larger ones with being able to post videos on there. So
Oh, yeah, you're right. And you actually made me think of something it's gonna be a little bit of a sidebar. So, and I think I sent it to you guys. I don't know if you looked at it or not, but or if many people know about it. But Twitter is now doing. If anyone knows in the chat knows what Clubhouse is, or has heard of Clubhouse.
What the hell is Clubhouse?
What is Clubhouse? Okay, so Clubhouse at the sorry, I laughed at Mace's Twitter comment. Clubhouse is a an app that is right now like very a closed like beta type of thing. So it's like invite only. But what it is basically is like, say we were on the Clubhouse app. We would start a room, a content junkies room. We'd get in there, and then people would come in, and we'd have open mics, and we'd be talking. Say we could do our podcast from this app. That's not specifically what it's for, but it's kind of like you have like a TED talk or something of that sort. And so anybody that's in there, their mics aren't open, but you hit a little button on the app, and it kind of raises your hand to say, "Hey, I have something to ask or add to what you just said," and then you can choose as you go through, hey, and then people kind of like the audience is now part of the conversation,
I
but it's
actually
not
kind of
like
like that.
it's not like having like 150 people talking all at the same time. It's it's
That's
kind of like,
actually
hey,
really
so
cool, actually.
yeah, so Clubhouse has been bubbling for maybe the past 6 months, but it's like it's invite only, unfortunately, and it's been going to a lot of the celebrities and influencers and whatnot, and some regular people, but either way. And so Twitter is making their own version called Twitter Spaces. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there have been a few influencers that have already started doing it. And I kind of hopped in a couple of them and kind of just listen. And that's basically what it was. Is that person kind of talking while or whatever, and they picked people when they said they wanted to add something to the discussion. And so now basically what they're doing, along with being able to post whatever clip on Twitter, and that being content, now you're able to actually almost have like a damn near a podcast or a TED talk right on Twitter. No video, it's all audio right on Twitter now. So now like Twitter is really stepping into that content space. And I think it's probably gonna get big. This as soon as Clubhouse opens, that'll be big as well. But like that's gonna be another thing where people will be, I think a lot of people will jump on, and it'll be like Twitter will become a platform for more content driven stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Clubhouse thing is definitely gonna blow up just by the way that I'm hearing it. That sounds like a lot of big people will like to do that, honestly.
And you look at Twitter as an app, and obviously like it wasn't the biggest thing for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, and now you look at Twitter and everybody's on it. Everybody's got it, and some, whether you're looking at their Instagram bio, everybody's got a Twitter for the most
So
part. Everybody likes communicating on there. It's a huge platform, and it's been the same for a while because they haven't needed to change anything. They still really don't need to change anything because they have so many people on there, but they're looking towards their next step of what everything's evolving towards. And like you have all of these, like you have Twitch doing it, you have like kind of paywall things everywhere. So it makes kind of sense for them to move towards that.
So going back to the original topic, I just want to ask you guys your opinion. Do you guys think for somebody trying to, I guess, grow their platform and kind of, start doing it, do you think somebody should focus like how Phoenix did on one platform first and then branch off? Or do you think they should do what me and everybody else is doing and kind of dabble in like everything and try to like push everybody to like one platform, like, or like what do you guys think? Like do you think you should focus on one and push it to the other, or try to do it all at the same time, or just stick to two? I want to hear your guys' opinion.
J-Man, go ahead. I'm going to get my thoughts together.
So in my mind, you need to pick whatever you feel you're going to succeed at the most, or whatever you like. When you imagine yourself 5 or 2 years to 5 years down the road, however long it takes you to build that up, whatever you can picture yourself doing, whatever you want to, it's all up to you, and whatever you feel is the best fit for you. So if you feel like your content is best fit to be put on YouTube and watched in a VOD sort of setting where there's people watching it kind of on demand, then yeah, that makes sense to be on YouTube. If you're the type of personality where you like communicating with people constantly and you feel like your personality is best when you're, you know, consistently talking with people, talking with your chat, and you're still able to focus on playing a game or whatever, then yeah, I think Twitch is the best one for you. So it's all up to your personal preference and what you think best fits your needs. But I think you should definitely pick a main one, um, and kind of branch off from there. Use the other ones to bring support in from those, but don't go as heavy into those as you will the other ones. So if you're wanting to be a Twitch streamer, you put like a good 70% of your focus into Twitch, and the rest of the 30% goes into everything else. So you want to have a consistent stream schedule. You're on at the same times every week. You're building a setup around your streaming to where you can get the best quality stuff, to be able to get them the best quality content on Twitch. Um, and if you're focusing towards YouTube, then you want set days that you're putting YouTube videos out, whether that's making videos and scheduling them throughout the week or the month, however you want to do that. Your most consistent one that you need is going to be YouTube. And then on your free time, that's when you go into putting stuff on Instagram, putting stuff on TikTok, streaming, like all that other stuff. That's your secondary focus then. But you
Yeah.
need to have something as your main.
Well, don't you think almost everybody though wants to make their main YouTube? Because I mean, at the
Not
end of the day,
necessarily.
I mean, I know that there are a decent amount of like people out there that do make most of their money probably on stream and stuff, but I just personally, by the way that like I see things, maybe other communities and other game types are different, but just what I'm surrounded with, I feel like most people really do drive for the YouTube thing just because it's kind of like more sustainable and it's something that's there and will keep profiting you. I mean, really Twitch you only make money when you go live and you put on an act or or you play the game and you do whatever. I mean, at least YouTube, like, you make the content, you put it out there, and you can make money all night, all day long, and people could go and see it 24/7. I mean, yeah, you could go look at like people's VODs, but I mean, who really like even the people that I like to follow and stuff, never ever do I miss a stream and I go and I watch their whole VOD. It's not something that I think I do, and I don't think other people really do it as much. But definitely, if you miss their stream and then you go and you're like, oh damn it, I missed their stream, then you go look up their YouTube channel and then you go watch their latest YouTube, and chances are they had clips of the stream in it. You know?
Yeah, but I don't think that it's necessarily I don't think it's everybody's main focus by any means. I think there's a lot of people that focus streaming. There's even people that focus TikTok over everything. Like that's become a thing where there's actually orgs that are picking up TikTok creators. Like that's what they do. That's their main stuff that they do. And like there's some people that just aren't suited necessarily for YouTube content, and they prefer to grow on Twitch. And Twitch is great. The discoverability is not great by any means. I'll put that
Yeah,
there.
I
But
agree.
if you are able to build up your own community and your own fan base, then it's like every time you go live, you know that you're going to have those people in there. Obviously, there's going to be people that miss every so often and will watch your YouTube videos, but for the most part, you're pulling in the same people every week and you're adding on viewers every week. So there's some people that like to do that, and it's also like what we've noticed, especially within front, is our when you stream on Twitch, we'll make a lot more money off of streaming on Twitch and people subbing to the channel and stuff when we're doing that versus a YouTube video and hoping that it hits the algorithm. YouTube is so oversaturated because it's been around so long. There's so many videos out there that if you're not hitting the algorithm and you're not doing it well, that you're not going to grow on there. And if that platform's not suited for you to where you physically, you're not doing the things right and you're not suited for that, you're not going to grow on it. So it all depends. It comes down to what you feel you're best fit for.
I think I think anyone starting out, and the thing is, most people, yes, they want to blow up big on YouTube or blow up big on Twitter. That's the two things. most people, I mean, maybe the younger kids might their goal might be to blow up on TikTok or whatever, but just about anyone can blow up on TikTok. It just kind of happens sometimes. Um, Sustaining that's a different thing, but either way, um, I think if you're just starting out, you should just try everything and just see what works, what doesn't work
For you.
for you or for your audience. If you see that you're growing over here, maybe streaming, maybe say you stream at Twitch some nights, Facebook some nights, YouTube some nights. If you see you're growing on fucking Facebook and you've got all this audience and now you're getting a community and you know people, but they know you know them, by all means, go to fucking Facebook and stream. Um, don't feel like you have to do what the norm is for everyone, because that's just not the way it works. Even though it's everyone thinks that basically get big on Twitch, push the VOD highlights to YouTube, all gravy. It doesn't have to be that way. Decide what works for you. Decide what works for your community as you're building one, and if building somewhere else, then fine. Like me, I like to. It's easier for me to talk about this concerning myself than anything, because like I'm getting to the point like I'm not even sure I want to keep streaming. Like I like doing this. Like this is my thing. I like doing this. And so I can sit down and talk forever.
Me too.
Now streaming's fun for me because like, you know, here recently I've been doing it with my kids. Streaming's fun. But it's getting to a point where it's not something I feel like I need to do to feel any kind of self-worth about content creation. Like I like doing this right here, and if like I could do this one night a week and I'd be fine. And I'm realizing that, and so you always have to realize it comes to a point where you know you've seen, okay, this isn't working for me. I'm not technically happy, but I'm gonna keep grinding. You know, be able to pivot when you need to, or when you want to. You shouldn't have to follow any, you know, content creation norms. Like I said, like, you know, starting with video and Twitch streaming, you know, I'm moving to just wanting a podcast, which is basically an audio thing, but we include video because, you know, video kind of runs the content creation world at the moment, so we'd be dumb not to.
And with a face like J-Ben, geez, we can't pass that up.
I also want to bring up, so Mace just commented on this actually.
I was just about
He
to
said
say that.
it's the amount of commitment at the end of the day. Streaming is easier to do than recording, editing, graphics, promoting, etc. So the biggest thing that I see out of this too, which I've completely forgot to mention, if you're creating content that is on a VOD basis and that like you're putting it on YouTube, like when you're live, that's just you communicating with your chat and playing. There is no editing involved in that. If you want your main focus to be YouTube, you either have to learn how to edit or come up with content where you don't have to edit that very heavily by any means. Because I've even, like myself, even with editing TikToks, like it's not hard stuff to do by any means, but it's stuff that you have to take time not only to learn, but then you have to put the work in to be able to take that editing time out of your day to put that together, which
Yeah.
if you're a perfectionist, especially, it's like it takes a while. Like I like Edril is absolutely a perfectionist, and he will sit there on a TikTok editing that for an hour, 2 hours just to get it right. So like when it comes down to YouTube, you got to take that into big consideration. Like if you're looking to do pack yourself with putting up multiple YouTube videos a week, which some people want to do that, that's you're looking at a day of editing for each of those YouTube videos at least.
Yeah.
And that's even if you know if you're working a 9 to 5 job and you're also looking to stream, that's a lot of stuff you're putting on your plate. So like that's a big thing you got to take into consideration for that.
And honestly, in my opinion, I actually think that it's pretty necessary to really almost be a perfectionist in this like day and age, because I mean back then, you know, before everybody wanted to be a damn content creator, I mean people really were just throwing up random videos and stuff like that and it would blow up. But nowadays, because everybody's doing the same thing, like it's got to be perfect. Like if you watch a video and it cuts out and you know there's a black spot and like you know your voice doesn't match up with the with like your mouth, or like in the TikTok, if you don't have something that like pops at the viewer like within the first fucking quarter of a second, like I mean it's got to be like perfect, you know, just like what you said, to hit that algorithm. Like you're not going to edit a 20-minute TikTok and just, you know, with nothing really too cute about it, like, and throw it up and think that your content is just going to make it. I mean, I think, in my opinion, you really do need to sit there for a solid, maybe not an hour or 2 hours, but I mean, you need to sit there for however long it takes you, and you need to produce that content until you don't see any errors with it.
Yeah, and not even like getting out of even talking about specifically the video and like editing that, you to be able to hit that algorithm, not only do you have to come up with a title that suits that, that's going to allow it to hit the algorithm, something people are going to want to click on, which it comes down, even though it seems like a very simple thing, it's also a very complicated thing.
Very
You
complicated.
gotta have the creativity to be able to think, what are these viewers going to click on? And then on top of that, thumbnail is one of the biggest thing that plays into that. I was looking, I was talking to one of my friends and another member of Front the other day, TL, and he's actually a streamer, but he was researching stuff towards hitting the algorithm on YouTube, and he said that he was watching one thing, and all this person said is you need three things to your thumbnail, and they're not even specifically talking about like three specific things for it. You literally need a thumbnail with three things in it. Like you need to design something that has maybe like a background of something that you're talking about. You need your face in it, and then you need to put maybe an object in it that has to do with the video. And I know it seems very simple, but you need to come up with that creatively, and then be able to put that together into a nice looking thumbnail to put out on your channel to be able to hit that SEO stuff to hit the algorithm.
That actually makes a lot of sense, because you know now that you say that, all those thumbnails, I mean they really all, I mean especially FaZe Rug, I mean if you look at FaZe Rug, all of FaZe Rug's
He's on top of it every time.
thumbnails are on top of it. I mean he's got the oh my god face and like everything, and then you're right, he's got the big bold title, like the fucking Lamborghini in the background, and then you know, or even if we're talking about like Call of Duty snipers, like maybe they won't have their face, but they'll have like you know a colored back of the map, and then they'll have like the kill feed have like 9 kills in it, which isn't even possible, but you know like a bunch of like kill feed things, and then like a sniper that's highlighted and stuff, you know, that's the object. So that actually,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
And Jay Weeks, I promise I'll let you talk in a second,
Yeah.
because I see you itching to talk there. I just wanted to make one more comment before I forget it. If you look at those, if you look at the very big guys like FaZe Rug, Mr. Beast, all of those huge creators, they all have a marketing team hired. I mean, Mr. Beast
That's
has a
true,
marketing
too.
team that's based in like Carolina or something, which is a full team of people hired to specifically promote his videos and find the best way to hit algorithms with it, which they do perfectionistly. But like, and then all of those guys have thumbnail designers, and you know that their marketing team and their thumbnail designers are working collaboratively on everything. And they are, you look at these big guys that have it down, that's not even them thinking of it. That's professional marketers, and
That's
that's
true.
professional thumbnail designers that are putting that stuff together. And it's not a difficult thing to do, but they have it down. So,
They do it for a living.
yep. Jay Weeks, go ahead. I know you want to talk.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a word out to you to see that was all mechanics things and what it takes to build something. I'm gonna throw a word out to you, which goes a little deeper. Value. I feel like that when you're starting to do this whole thing, value is a big thing that people overlook. I'm not talking about in the monetary sense. I'm talking about what value is it providing you, no matter how whatever kind of content creation you're doing. content creation you're doing, and what type of value you are providing the audience. Because no one is going to watch you or stay to watch you or watch your video or whatever if you aren't providing some type of value.
So,
And in these terms, the value is entertainment,
mhm.
right? So the value for you is that you feel like you are growing as a content creator, or you feel like things are going the direction you want them to go. Everything in content creation is about value. And you have to grab somebody within the first 10 seconds of something. If they don't see value there, they're moving on. Now, if you feel like you are working, doing all this grinding and all this streaming and whatnot, and when you sit back and look at it, there's no value to you because all you feel is that you're tired, you're beaten down because you haven't grown yet. It's time to make a change within your own content or make a change on how you're delivering it, whether it be a new platform or you change your outlook on things. It's always got to be about value.
And did you have more to add on that, or was
I'm good, go ahead.
okay? With that statement of value, you have to have obviously value. Like growth is going to be a big value to you, but you also have to have value in your own content and look at it as in like obviously you want to look at it from a viewer standpoint, but there is so many people that rather than seeking value out of like the things that they want to do, making making their content that they want to make and being themselves, they decide to follow everybody else. I can't tell you how many Fortnite creative montages or just, Call of Duty montages that I've seen on YouTube. And I'm not saying montages are I'm not just coming at montages, but there's so many
Yeah, we are.
people that just follow everybody's trends. And you can't be one of those people that makes content to be somebody else. You have to be yourself and put yourself out there to be seen in a different light than everybody else. And that comes down to you and your personality and who you are. So like um for again, I'm bringing up Edril, I keep bringing him up in this, but he started a second channel because he loves rap hip hop music. He loves following all the artists. He knows a lot about them, and that is just something that he's very passionate about. So he started a second channel, and he does documentaries on it of rappers and how they grew up, how they blew up. Just an entire documentary of their lives, their music, everything like that. And he'll make it maybe an hour of just talking to them, and he'll edit it out, cut the clips or whatever. Not huge editing by any means. He'll put a good thumbnail on it and he'll put it out. The first video that he put up on that channel, tons of views. Like, and he's talking about underground rappers that aren't necessarily huge, but like people on YouTube are searching them, they know about them. So like, there is other niche things that you can get into other than just like I feel like so many people are focused on the trends and like making a Fortnite video, making a Call of Duty video. Like, do what you're passionate about and what you want to focus on. It doesn't need to be something that everybody else already does, because I guarantee you do something that everybody else already does, you are getting your video washed up into a million other videos that are going up on the same thing,
Yeah.
regardless of what you said as the title, regardless of what you put as the thumbnail. Yes, you could hit algorithm on it, but it's very unlikely if your video is being washed up in a sea of a million other videos that are posted on the same exact topic that look the same exact way with a very similar title.
And I feel like some people are, one, you're right, they just want to follow trends, and two, I feel like some people are actually scared to kind of get into like a really niche like topic. And I watched a couple videos on actually about like blowing up on YouTube and sustaining views and stuff. And they always say like talk about like niche like topics. And this one YouTuber gave some advice to a couple people and then linked like their channel, and I was watching it. And I shit you not, there was this one dude who was really into cooking, and he was making all these different cooking videos and stuff like that, and he was getting washed up with all the other 4K crazy nice cooking videos, but he decided to put his niche into guacamole. I swear. He started making guacamole videos because he really liked guacamole, and he started coming up with tons of different guacamole recipes, like 20 to 30 different guacamole recipes. And when he changed his whole channel from regular cooking to about solely making guacamole, he blew up. He got 20K subs in like 1 month because everybody that loves guacamole was like, "Oh, let's follow the guacamole guy." You know, it was like you get like I mean, you don't got to be scared to get like real specific sometimes. Like if you're really into something, like really dig deep into it, man, cuz I'm telling you, like some people are really looking for specific content. Not everybody wants to sit there and look up cooking stuff. Maybe, you know, you type up guacamole, he's like the first damn person that pops up now, you know? So I mean, that's what it is. I mean, and that topic can just, you know, range with anything, whether it be, you know, gaming or something else. Like some people even do gaming, and they talk about like maybe like how to set up like your software and stuff like that. You know, all those like software setup videos blow up, man. You know, and it's like because they're getting real specific into it, really telling you step by step how to do things. Like it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, and like as far as other content that you can get into, and I'm not saying like if you're in the, you know, if you want to do content on a specific game, like if your favorite game is one that's trending at the time, do what you love and do what you want to play. But some of like the biggest trending upwards type of videos on YouTube that I heard about recently, house renovations. That like
Yes.
I know it's not related to anything, but house renovations. That
No,
nobody
that's
would
perfect.
ever think that that is the most upcoming because everybody like especially in our world we all think about gaming. If you do house renovations on the side, you start a second channel, you make videos about that. Top growing thing right now. And like I don't know that we're not. I'm not saying that you got to branch away from gaming necessarily, but maybe find some things that you're interested in or find some different games that aren't, you know, the top trending at the time. Or if you are playing a top trending game, find a way to make yourself different from everybody else. I know it's not an easy thing to do, definitely not easy by any means, but if you can find a way to kind of make yourself different. Well, an example, Rael, another Team Front creator, he has probably 15K subs on YouTube, I think, and he does Fortnite. But the way that he made different content on Fortnite is he does there you can make maps on there. So he does horror maps on Fortnite, and he plays them out with a group of friends or whatever. And it's just like, you know, your horror game kind of content, but because it's Fortnite and you're putting them together, it's specifying into something, and that shit blows up.
Yeah.
So
To actually just quickly get back to what you just said about you know, making a second channel about something other than gaming related, I have seen like vloggers and other type of YouTubers, you know, not even in the gaming industry, and you know they actually are passionate about gaming. They love gaming. Like maybe they tried streaming, you know, and they want to also be a streamer on the side, and you can 100% use that second channel as like another way to drive viewers. You know, say you do the home renovation, you have 20K subs, chances are more than half of them probably are not, they're there for home renovations or not there for gaming. But there will be a percentage of people that, you know, if you say, oh yeah, I stream, you know, if anybody's into gaming, like I do have another gaming channel on my, you know, blah blah blah, and you will drive people to actually do, you know, what you actually like to do. So it's definitely good for every single avenue that you want to pursue.
TJ Hunt is a great example.
Yes, yes.
He's a person that does car content. He does car vlogs. It's went from doing like mechanical work on like a BRZ and other cars
I
that he
love
had,
him.
and then blew up because people were searching up the videos for it. He used the money. He started buying more cars. Now he just has a shit ton of cars and owns a garage. But Then he does gaming on the side.
Yep.
So he made a second channel for gaming, and he pulls people from his main channel to his streams and over to that other channel
Yeah.
as well. So what do you got, J-Weeks?
And you'll probably get people, half of the people might actually be into the games, but half of the people might just like you as a content creator in general. So they just want
Yep.
to, like maybe they don't watch Call of Duty or Fortnite, but they're like, "Oh, I love TJ Hunt. Let's see how he plays the game," just because they want to watch him.
Yep.
I kind of wanted to see if we could segue into the paywall thing, since we're kind of talking about pushing traffic a certain direction, and I know we have a few paywall things to talk about with Twitter's new was it super followers? Yeah, super followers, and also we could touch on, is it just this Patreon type stuff in general, and what that landscape is going to look like. Even though I feel like a lot of people use Patreon rather than actually relying on subs or donations. They rather go the Patreon route and grow their business that way. Give me your feeling. First of all, let's start with the Twitter thing. Um, when I saw it, I thought it was kind of a weird thing to actually charge someone for a tweet. Me personally, I don't see any tweet that you put out. I would feel the need to pay for.
Yeah, that
So
seems like
I'm going to be
bullshit to me.
curious to see what people come up with. And go ahead, Mace. I mean, J Bend.
So the biggest thing that I've seen it compared to, which God, I hope it doesn't turn into, but biggest thing I've seen it compared to is OnlyFans. Honestly, you look at the type of content that goes on Twitter, it's picture and video, and I've heard a lot of people, Twitter doesn't really censor anything at all. You can see anything that you need on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
so it could definitely trend in that direction. Not hoping that it doesn't do that, but I mean, you look at things and what else are people going to pay for? So
Yeah, I mean, in the gaming space, what is it that a content creator could do on Twitter?
it depends. Like, okay, you take for example, I was going to bring up Nelk Boys. They do a paywall system for their YouTube where they can't specifically on YouTube, they don't make the revenue because they have a ton of swear words in their videos, and that puts them off on ads. They don't make a lot of ad revenue at all.
They make nothing.
Yeah, they're literally like, so many people are following them, but not because they're hitting the algorithm and not because they are hitting ad revenue by any means. So instead, to make up that money, they started their own paywall website. So there's like a full send club thing. I don't personally watch Nelkin anyway. I think Repper is actually in chat as one of their larger followers. But like they set that up, and that's how they make their money off of it. So I kind of think of that, and you think it's probably a big thing for the larger creators right now, or just the larger people on Twitter in general. Like you see somebody big in the gaming scene that like maybe a pro player or something like that. Somebody that's large. Nade Shot, for instance, he owns 100 Thieves, was a pro player. If he made a paid, Twitter thing, there would be people that follow him or are a super follower to him specifically because they want the gratification of being a super follower. Um, so like you look at people that sub to large streamers, Tim the Tapman, whatever. There's people that will sub onto there not only for the shout out of their name going on stream. I think a lot of people turn off those alerts anyway, but they will do that specifically for the gratification of feeling like they are in that streamer's inner circle, I guess.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be the same thing on Twitter. Like they're going to feel specifically like they're a VIP person to that large creator or whoever it is. So that's I guess how I see it going in my eyes.
But
Yeah.
that doesn't make it true.
It doesn't make it true, but it's a whole gratification standpoint.
I think in the end, it's probably going to be I'm not sure what the payment is for to be a super follower. but I have a feeling that whatever it is, it's not going to be worth, you know, the monthly payment or however they're going to fucking set it up, for a few extra tweets that, like, might seem cooler than the rest, or just to be able to say that, I'm a super follower. Look at me. Um, I don't see this going or lasting very long, because I just don't see it. A lot of people taking part of that. Because I just can't see, outside of like OnlyFans and shit like that. I just don't see a lot of people taking the bait on it. I don't think so. I just don't think there's no one on Twitter that is entertaining enough to me for me to pay for a tweet.
But
Yes.
you think of that too, and it's like, this hasn't been released yet. We don't know everything that's going along with this. They can change this up in different ways. It might not just be like you're seeing their, super follower tweets.
That's
It
fair.
could be other premium, whatever. But on top of that, it's like, one example I just thought of is, you look at the very large Fortnite creators, Clicks, for example. How many of his followers do you think are followers under the age of 15 with a parent's credit card in their hands 90% of the time to pay for whatever they need? You're looking at all of these people, and from a kid standpoint, if if you're a 13-year-old and you're seeing Clicks and you're like, wow, I can be one of his super followers, like, I'm in that VIP, I'm in that club, I'm
The
one of
fear
his.
of missing out
Yeah.
syndrome, basically.
Oh, that's true
then
too.
it's bill on the parent's credit card monthly, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the paywall thing is interesting. I think like Patreon is a very interesting thing to me. The more I look at it and the more I think about it, just because I feel like there's value in it and you're getting something, and the creator's getting something out of it, the viewer's getting something out of it.
Well, what is the viewer getting out of Patreon?
Extra content that other people aren't. So say,
Okay,
I
so
think,
that's what you would be putting to
yeah.
Patreon.
So say, Content Junkies had its own Patreon. This right here, this is the free content. Everyone in chat and anyone who watched the VOD, this is available for you, to watch this free content. But then, if you pay us, $5 a month on our tier 1, whatever Patreon, then you get an extra episode about, something else. Or me and Mercy sound talking about something, or me and J Ben talking about something, or whatever the composition may be. And then, like, the tiers, if you can like set your own tiers. Like, if you're a tier 1 subscriber, you get this. If you're tier 2, you get this. You're so forth and so on. And so, up to the point where you can actually, like, people can, like, come on the show with you if they pay this amount of money. Like, hey, if you give us $1,000, we'll let you on the show. Shit like that.
Yeah, that goes for anybody in the chat, actually. If you want, it's show no mercy clips at gmail.com. Clips is with a Z. PayPal me $1,000. You guys will be on the show the next week. I swear on everything.
Rappers, I'm gonna say, I know you got that money, bro. You really want to get out on the show. You're gonna have to pay, man.
Looking at how the splits are done with all the major platforms, and I know we all looked at it before we got on, especially for Twitch. Like, Twitch rapes you over the fucking coals. I think Patreon is probably the better way to go instead of signing an affiliate contract. Like, personally, that's what I think. Like, I'll rescind my affiliate contract right now if I was actually more successful in getting some views and money and whatnot, because they're not the splits there aren't bad. I mean, as they are on Twitch. Twitch obviously would take like 50% and
Yeah,
everything, 90% on the ad revenue. Like, at Patreon, it was like something way less.
I'm gonna pull up actually that picture that you sent earlier.
Yeah,
and
please.
actually, I do want to talk about that picture, and I want to talk about Twitch too.
Are you able to pull that into the stream? Can you save it as an image file and pull it into the stream?
I probably like
Yeah, let's
that.
try.
More people.
Yeah, let's try and
Oh
get
yeah,
it up.
yeah. Actually, I could. Actually,
You'd have,
no, I can't, because then I have to back out of the the what is it? Like the cameras and stuff. It's gonna mess everything up.
no, you can click on main chat.
Oh really?
It keeps
Yeah,
it
you can click
going.
on main chat. You can move around.
Oh yeah, no. See, it doesn't. Okay.
Oh, it. Okay, it did mess up. This is actually perfect. You can't see my face, but you can see the. You can see the. Oh, never mind. You can't see the bottom of it.
Hold on. I'm just gonna add it real quick.
Yeah, if you save it as an image and bring it into the stream.
Do, do, do.
This kind of sucks for anybody that's listening to the audio version, but we'll kind of explain it as best we can.
I am doing it right now. Do, do, do.
Rubbers, once I get my $1,000, you can absolutely join onto the podcast.
Oh yeah, that goes really for anybody. Honestly, I more than invite you.
Mace is already sitting it, so he's first one in.
Mace, once I see that hit my bank account, you're on, man.
Damn, that's really fucking weird that it won't. It's not saving as like a regular image.
It's whatever. We can
Yeah,
kind
it's
of read
fine.
it off. I mean, the audio of people are gonna get it right off anyway. So,
Yeah.
I'll pull it up on here.
It's
because I think I
basically
messed it up
just a
when-
chart that says how much each platform pays out, and basically Patreon is second most. Facebook gives you 100%, and Twitch gives you 50%, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Is they keep on Twitter said not Twitter. Twitch says that they're losing money every year and that it's not a profitable business. How is it that they are the company that's taking the most amount of money from all of their content creators, but they can't make a single dollar? How is that possible? How can Patreon give 75%? Facebook, I mean, I know Facebook is just a billion-dollar company, but Facebook can give you 100% of your earnings and still make money off of you. Why can't Twitch do the same? Or why can't Twitch just give you more money then? If they're already not profitable, why can't they just give you more money? I don't understand. It's just kind of like a weird thing.
Because they don't have to.
True.
Here's the reason why they don't have to. They already have market share. They understand everyone here, everyone in chat, is going to Twitch to watch and also to stream. They don't have to give you shit. They understand they've got you by the balls already.
That's true.
They
But
are the
then
most.
why aren't they making money?
They are the most popular. They are the most popular. Streaming platform. They don't have to do anything they don't want to do.
It just boggles my mind that they're just like
Yeah.
the least profitable streaming company, and they're taking the most amount of money from everybody. So where's that money going, really? I mean, they're not
It
helping their
comes
creators. I can fucking tell you that. Like,
It comes from what Jay Weeks was saying, where they can do whatever they want, mostly because I mean we've seen them do whatever they want with throwing out bans and whatever. They literally can do whatever they want, and people will stick around because there's no movement against them right now. They have been, when you think of streaming, the first word that comes to your mind is
Twitch.
Maybe YouTube, maybe for some people, but Twitch is typically the main one.
Yeah.
So like they have you on that already. Beyond that, it's they with the convenience factor to it, and obviously it's probably just as convenient to get on these other platforms, but everybody looks at Twitch and says, wow, this is it's integrated into OBS, like everything is super simple on here, there's a simple system to it, very convenient. And then on top of that, with it being the largest streaming platform too, or like seen as the largest one, it's like if you're thinking of a streaming platform to go to, you're thinking, well, where can I pull the most numbers? It's not necessarily where you will post the most numbers, and that's a problem that people also are getting into with it. They think, wow, I can get onto Twitch where that's where everybody goes to stream. I can pull numbers on there because that's where everybody streams, but not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how it is. That's what people think. They think I can get onto Twitch, I can pull numbers because everybody streams on Twitch.
Yeah, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. To be honest with you, if you want to start as a content creator, I wouldn't. I mean, everyone goes to Twitch, but it's hard for me at the moment to recommend going to Twitch. To be honest with you,
I would stream if it was up to me personally. Stream on YouTube. I mean,
I would go to
obviously
YouTube. I'll go to
we're
Facebook.
streaming on Twitch right now.
All right,
But,
so just to give anyone in chat an idea what we're talking about here, since we couldn't get the chart ups. All right, so every $100 you earn, Twitch, you get 50 of it. All right, YouTube, you get a little under 75. Patreon, you get looks like around 95 or 90. Facebook, all of it, you get all 100. OnlyFans, a little over 75. Mini vids, a little over 75. Pornhub, a little over 75. Okay, those are just splits across all the platforms. And if you remember back to the first thing I said, Twitch was the lowest one. I mean, we could go put our content on Pornhub and OnlyFans and make more money.
No, honestly, Pornhub sounds like a really good avenue. I mean, I love the idea.
But
I mean, so this is why I'm looking more into, and anyone in the chat who has any type of an audience, I think should really look into Patreon. And like I'm so fucking serious about that. Like I can't, like I have an account, but I just don't have the audience to really, justify it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta have a following for people to give you money, really.
Some people started shitting up with zero fucking people, and they just grow. They just do what they do out there in the internet, and just push everyone to Patreon instead of pushing it to Twitch or pushing to YouTube or pushing whatever. Push them to Patreon, and then
I think Patreon would be a really good idea for us.
The only thing that I see with that, if you have talking generally like mid-range streamers, say you're a person that pulls in 30 viewers average a stream, because I feel like that's like top tier of the range of kind of people we're talking to, the people that aren't blown up yet. If you're a person that pulls 30 viewers on stream, I think if you go to Patreon, the only problem with that being a paywall platform itself is people see that up front and they're like, well, I don't want to pay for this, any of your followers that aren't subscribed to you. And then the other thing is like with Twitch, it's more of seen as like, I can watch this for free, or I can be a subscriber and then I get these bonuses. And then on top of that, I'm seen as like one of the VIPs in chat, versus Patreon where everybody's a VIP because they paid for it up front.
I'm going to be honest with you. A Twitch sub versus Patreon shits all over it.
Oh, dude.
Being a Twitch sub amounts to fucking saying sub beside your name or whatever, a crown, whatever the fuck it is, and emotes, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Shout out when you do it.
If you are a Patreon subscriber, what do you get? You get more content.
Yeah.
Value.
Not little pictures that you put in the chat.
Exactly. I don't care about the pictures in chat. I don't care about people saying, oh, you're part of the cool club. I don't care about that. I care about value. Emotes are not value to me. More content is valuable.
And honestly, I really don't. I don't really sub to like anybody, and the only time that like I do actually have sub to people, it's always very small streamers, not because I want to be a sub or I want their emo or I want to be recognized, but I just want to support that person and drive them to be bigger. But there would never ever be a point in my life where I go on Tfue's $1 million Twitch stream and give him $5. Absolutely not. That is not supporting him whatsoever. It's just pointless. Like, you're just throwing the man money just so you can put his emotes on chat. Like, I think it's totally pointless to be subbing to people that are already big and have already made it. It's not helping them whatsoever.
I agree, completely pointless. The only counter argument that I want to bring to you here is, okay, you have, and I'm not shitting on Patreon here. I think Patreon is a great platform. I think it's...
Oh, I don't care. I don't have stock in it or nothing like that.
No, I don't know how the growth on Patreon is. I love that you make a lot more money off of it than you'll make on Twitch. But community-wise, so you're saying content is the higher value than emotes. I completely agree. If I'm paying for something, I would much rather pay for content than pay for emotes and any of the other shit you get from subbing. Completely agreed. But You look at Twitch, you already get that content for free. You're not even paying for that content. You're not doing anything. That content's already in front of you. So now people look at that and they're like, well, I already have the content. Now I can pay for stupid shit like the emotes and whatever else. And there's other people that are like, well, now I don't have to pay for anything. It's all just right here.
Yeah,
So
but on Patreon, not everything is paywalled. Like I
okay,
said, like our flagship podcast, which is this right here. This is free. This is the free shit. If you
makes
want
sense.
something, if you want something more, if you want vlogs of us doing whatever stupid shit, or if you want us talking about sitting down talking about other topics, another whole episode about some other stuff, that's the paywall stuff.
Yep. Okay.
Extra content.
That
I don't
makes
know.
sense. I guess just from a standpoint of somebody watching on Twitch, I guess it would just look to them as like, well, this person doesn't have any paywalled content, so this is all the content that they're going to be giving me. I get all of the content versus getting some of the content and paying for some of it.
Sure. I
Which,
mean, there's always
and
a
you
negative
know,
stigma around paywall.
yeah. And I'm just making counterpoints to this. I don't know. I guess that's just the
Well,
way
you
I
got
see
to
it.
throw in all the
I am
counterpoints, honestly.
I'm a very cheap man myself, and if I don't have to pay for stuff, then I won't pay for it. And I assume there's a decent amount of people on Twitch that feel the same way. The only time, which this is a good thing to bring up about Twitch too, the only time I ever subscribed to anybody, which my current subscription is on Team Front, is because I have Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime gets me what I need through
Free
Amazon,
cheap
and that's the only reason.
cheapo.
So
I only sub because it's free.
Uh, hey,
No, I know.
it is what
I
it
know.
is.
Yeah, it's funny.
All right. I think we kind of hit everything tonight, and that's probably a good stopping point.
It was a good podcast.
Yeah. If we want to go ahead and hit all the socials or plug anything that might be out there, please feel free. All right, fine. I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
All right. JWeeks23 everywhere, basically. At JWeeks23 at Twitter. Same thing on Twitch. Soon to be on Patreon. No, I'm just playing.
No, I'm not playing. We're doing Patreon. I heard money. We're fucking doing it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
You
it.
can pay for the no content that he has on there. Congratulations.
That's right.
It's really just Jay Weeks's morning selfies, that he takes before work. That's what we're gonna pay for.
Yeah. So what else? JWeeks23 gaming on TikTok, JWeeks23 gaming on YouTube, which I have a few videos there. Me and my daughter playing. So I'm slowly trickling out some videos of me and my daughter playing stuff, which has been fun. So that's where you can catch me at. Oh, and Mace 23 is my birthday is June 23rd, so 23 is for that. And also I was a big Michael Jordan fan when I was a kid. So there.
All right. For socials, you can find me most active on my Twitter at It's JBend. My YouTube is also It's JBend, and then my Twitch, which you will occasionally find me live on, probably not for the last 2 months, but that's okay. You can follow anyway, is just JBend.
Yep. Mine is Show No Mercy on everything. Twitch is Show No Mercy TV. I played a little bit of COD the other day, but mainly I've been getting into World of Warcraft. So if anybody's into that kind of content, or just coming to swing by and have a little chat, Show No Mercy TV, Show No Mercy on YouTube. I have a decent amount of YouTube videos. I've been posting YouTube for years, so I think it was a good night, boys.
Yeah,
It definitely was
I
a good
appreciate
one.
everyone coming through.
yeah.
Please show love to the YouTube that'll go up probably in a few days.
You can catch us live, or not live. You can catch our video of this on our YouTube, which I believe all of these are just content junkies with the Z at the end.
Yep.
And you can catch us on YouTube, on Spotify. What other platforms do we go on?
Apple.
All of them.
Apple.
We're on
official.
Everything. And anywhere you might listen to an audio podcast, we should be there. You should find us there.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Alrighty,
Thank
boys.
you
This
all
is Content
for coming to
Junkies.
the live version. I appreciate you all, and have a good night.
Yep. This is Content Junkies. Peace out, boys. Mercy gang, 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 gang.